Right. So last week picked up in the early after the taking a long rest back in Baldur's Harbor the night before heading to the forest to deliver Pi and Rin back to the Druids of Nature's teachings safely. I think you picked up your items the next morning. Yvonne bought a bunch of horses. Um, wrote down a bunch of scrolls. Komori confirmed and flew away. And then the party headed out, ran into nothing outside the forest. And when he got into the forest, ran into two Abishais. And had a couple of words. They wanted to know where Lady of the Wolves were. The party didn't want to give any information up, and they took exception to that. And then the party took exception to that as well. And now they are dead in material plane sense. Clear the chat real quick. Shortly after, and at the end of the fight, Priscilla noticed a scrying orb, and you're soon visited by the Lady of the Wolves, and revealing out like more in the meta that the Lady of the Wolves was Leah Amastasia, something that has been a secret, but yet no one thought it was a secret at all, including me.
It was the worst guarded secret.
I could have always I was like, what could have been the craziest twist that I pulled on, especially the veterans of the campaign, and it's Shava.
Oh my! We turn around, Lady of the Wolves is actually Thorn, and we're like, wait a minute, hold on. You living a secret double life?
Yeah. And Leah had a couple words for Sheero, given the situation with the warship on their coast, but the issue did not turn into anything serious at the moment. And she brought you back to their grove, which is you don't know where it is in the forest because she teleported you there via tree, and there's no distinctive landmarks in there. So it's kind of enclosed naturally with trees and shrubbery, with tons and tons of wolves and other druids walking around, and the horses can just wander aimlessly. But ran into Kina there, who was informed of Yvonne's shenanigans, and thus put him back on leash training. And then later,
Leash training.
Yep. Later that night at dinner, where we're currently at right now, Leah was discussing the issues or the things that Yvonne saw in death, and she revealed that the place that he saw was on the Feywild, where it was the events of what some players know as Campaign 1.5, the Temple of the Seven Archfey, in the battle against Tiamat. And she elaborated on the Valhallans, which Yvonne met one of them while in the afterlife, and as she explained somewhat of the status of the afterlife, or how the kind of the afterlife works, of how you pass through the planes and eventually end up on the fugue plane, where they sort you into. I'll quickly cover those. The petitioners, which are those that follow the deities, and they're shuttled off to the afterlives on Mount Celestia. The faithless, ones that didn't serve a deity, and they eventually become part of the Wall of the Faithless and become fodder for the demons that are attacking from the abyss. And then the false, who were ones that proclaimed loyalty to a deity but failed to live up to their commitments, and would normally be cast out as larvae into into other planes, including like the Abyss, to be eaten by devils, not devils, demons. However, some would circumvent any of these fates, especially if they were one of the latter two. If they were tempted by devils to accept the deal and be reborn in the Nine Hells as a lemur, and maybe eventually rise up in the ranks, but would thus be a devil in the Nine Hells for the foreseeable future. And that was the status quo for a very long time. And that would be somewhat how the Celestials and then the Celestials, the devils, and demons would essentially get power, or influence, or substance from the powers of the souls. Until the Archfey of Rinneco created a fourth option, which is she's somewhat getting into now, but they created another plane, Isgard, which has many layers of it, some more better known ones being Asgard and Valhalla. Valhalla being the plane of warriors the subplane of warriors. And that the souls that went to Isgard that amongst them were warriors could potentially be reborn and would be more or less recreated or reborn in Valhalla as greater potential versions of themselves. And then she went into a little bit about what some of the first Valhallans did, and that was basically end a war between three deities and an army created by Asmodeus by showing up to the battlefield early and completely demolishing the devil army. And then they were visited by Bane, who was at first congratulatory of what they were doing, but then upon questioning them more and realizing that they didn't have any sort of any quests for power or particular glory that the god of tyranny does not know how to comprehend, as in, because to him, what is the point of all that power if not to use it to control others? And he attacked them and lost and died. And that's where we left off. Before we jump right back into all the lore again, I'm gonna kind of open it up for just meta questions on clarifications on that, so I don't.
That is true.
So I don't.
It's just so much information.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you have questions that you'd like me to clarify, some I may answer with "we're getting to that," but if it goes into that, but any ones that are clarifications of what have already been discussed, I will give it now before I start going into more detail of stuff in character.
A lot of my questions I asked after the last session.
Does anyone have questions?
It's again just a lot to process, even from last week.
Yeah, I don't really know what happened in the last campaigns either, so that kind of doesn't really help either.
Well, in terms of
That was in terms of Yvonne's dream.
In terms of Yvonne's dream, yeah, the overall what happened in there was, and Celia did kind of touch on this, was that the Temple of the Archfey, where they performed the ritual that created first created Isgard, was laid siege by devils of Tiamat, and they using very advanced and costly magic managed to prevent the Archfey from returning and any of their direct allies from intervening. And so they had to reach out to kind of third-party help. And that was what Leah called out to, actually to Morn Evanwood, to get a group of adventurers that could go in and deal with them. And they fought their way through, cleared the places out, got help from the Archfey, and eventually got to the main chamber room where Tiamat was summoned, and then they fought and defeated her, at least in that form, and she was thrown back into Avernus. And Yvonne saw those events while he was in death, and that's what Yvonne was bringing up.
So it is right for your characters to be kind of confused, as you wouldn't necessarily know beyond the little information Yvonne gave.
Yeah, I'm bringing you up to that because there's a little bit of meta knowledge that's half the players have that would be helpful towards that.
Right, right.
In terms of the campaign before that, the events of that battle were mentioned and alluded to, but nothing in that campaign actually happened that would have affected this.
Right. And then just a lot of info about, like, different realms, like the status of the hells and everything.
Oh, I have all that information written down. I'm your note person.
Yep. Just
Indeed.
And just like as a review, Mount Celestia, that is that of the Celestials, that of the gods, the Abyss, which is the demons, and then the 9 hells, which is the devils.
Mm-hmm.
All hate each other in a nice trifecta of hatred.
Yeah.
We all just get along.
No.
No.
If you want to cuddle up to some zombies, we can try it, but
And now that's the
I
shadow.
would rather not.
And now we're entering the Shadowfell territory. But
Everybody, love and peace.
Oh my
But fuck
He-
that ghost over
he's-
there.
God,
He's-
Trigun was the best anime ever.
he's then
I haven't Trigon yet. Love and peace.
he's then stabbed by an invisible imp, who then crits and almost kills him. Funny story, in the first fight in Wolfcamp 1.5, I almost killed Ty's character with just imps.
With just imps.
Level
Yes.
level 15, imps.
He just was they would not leave him alone.
What does a little damn look like?
Blaze with an entire, like, just a pure unadulterated hatred of imps going forward.
Oh, yes. And it's not even known as of yet. And a country accent that must definitely be repeated at some point.
Oh yes.
But were there any other clarifications?
Well, I mean, Sheero was very interested in Valhalla now.
Alright. That was not in character, that was out of character. Who go what, when, where, why?
If we're good, Leah will continue. She's been through all the super heavy stuff already, so. But. Alright, so just speaking that the deity that they killed was Bane. She pauses to allow that to sink in before continuing. And with the death of Bane, the power dynamic was forever changed amongst the planes, amongst the demon lords, the archdevils, and the gods. Some deities took great exception to this and sought out to hunt down the party of Valhallans that had done this to one of their deities. But they met with the same foolish end, as the power of these Valhallans was too great. Eventually those that were too foolish to attempt such an attack were no longer amongst the ranks of Mount Celestia, and the deities had to decide what they were going to do. Same conversations were going on in the Hells, but their decision was done a lot quicker, as they are a hierarchical system, and Asmodeus, after witnessing his army being destroyed, realized that they stood no chance at their current strength, and thus should not make any attempts to anger them further, at fear of drawing their wrath into the Nine Hells themselves, where they are truly vulnerable. But with the deities, there was debate on whether they should continue to put up some sort of resistance, or if they should accept this as the new status quo. And that is where two factions emerged. One faction, realizing this power dynamic this change in power dynamic was inevitable, opted to accept this status and seek a transition period. The other half were not so eager to give up their influence, but we're not foolish enough to launch an immediate assault. So instead they chose a somewhat active attrition. They more or less began pulling their influences out of the material plane out of spite, hoping that the situation on the material plane would deteriorate without their guiding influence.
You see Sheero's ears flick.
Zylna's just kind of playing with her food and like looking in the general direction that Sam ran off to. She looks like she's trying to pay attention.
Thus the decline of the Pantheon's influence began, slowly but surely. The gods became less involved, as did their angels, with few exceptions, of course.
Who are the exceptions?
The exceptions would be those that opted for a coexistence in the future.
So did they like come to this plane, or are they just still paying attention?
The deities themselves are still in Mount Celestia, but some have sent angels to some ways covertly help influence a smooth transition as beings on the mortal planes become less dependent on their guidance. The group of deities that are the deities that fell into this are referred to themselves now as they refer to themselves as the Renaissance movement. Which is in direct opposition to the other faction, which is more or less referred to as the Clergy Alliance.
And the Clergy Alliance is the one that the Clergy Alliance are the ones that are taking a step back, basically.
Correct. A step back with the intention of it falling apart. And they believe that if the situation deteriorates enough that the beings on the material planes will seek their guidance once again, and the Valhallans will have little choice but to accept that. However, that is yet to come to pass.
Do elvish deities tend to favor one way or another? Zylna will pointedly polish the little cloak pin she has that has the moon bow symbol on it.
The deities of races are amongst themselves divided as well. Those of the dwarves tend to align more with the Clergy Alliance. Those of the elves are either neutral or fall with the Renaissance movement. She looks at your symbol closely. One moment while I unhide my spreadsheet. That is... Come on.
So basically, just to clear this up, because this is she's basically explaining the reason for Sheero's mission in a nutshell.
No.
Well, it sounded it.
She's explaining what happened and what's going on.
Which is
Sheero's mission's not come up at all.
No, which is basically why he was sent here because the gods have. It sounds like the gods have taken a step back. He was sent here to find out why.
Yeah, this seems pretty directly related to that, yeah. Since that's literally why they did it.
So yeah, it's basically because these new quote-unquote gods, these Valhallans, are trying to step in, and a portion of the old gods are saying, okay, we're stepping back so that when everything falls apart, you'll come crawling back to us, while there's others who are staying and wanting to see this through. Is that the gist of it?
More or less, yeah.
I'm getting the sense that the deities who stayed are not necessarily all in agreement with the Valhallans, if at all. They're just more accepting it.
Yeah.
But when the tide, but they will go with whatever way. If the people of this place turn against the Valhallans, they will turn against the Valhallans. But if the people of this place accept the Valhallans, they will accept them as well.
Okay.
They will do whatever benefits them, is what I'm getting from those who decided of the Renaissance movement.
Yeah.
The Clergy Alliance is sternly no. The Renaissance Alliance is... We don't...
We're just gonna
Whatever
see
happens,
how
that-
things go, and we'll still kind of hang out a little bit.
Yeah,
And
it
the
basically,
clergy people were like, "Fuck this, we're just gonna leave and
Yeah,
let the place fall apart."
yeah, it sounds very much like the Renaissance movement gods are basically going with the flow. Like, they'll side with whatever suits their interests and keeps them at the head or keeps them involved, while the clergy section are very much in the old ways, saying, no, it's our way or the highway.
which is fair.
Indeed.
Looking at as she looks at Zylna's symbol. When it comes to your specific deity, I presume. Okay, I'm gonna say it because I'm trying to remember how to say it. Sehanin?
Sehanin.
Sehanin, that's correct? Okay.
Sahanin.
Yes, Zylna and
If I
Yvonne worship the same deity.
if I read it like it was in Romanji, it would be Sehanine. But
Whatever works, really.
oh no, Sehanin, that's like when it comes to Sehanin, she is neither in these camps, but however she is remaining involved, but not in this land. Her eyes look to Ryu, where the Draconic Wars are ongoing, and the elves that have followed her from over a millennia now looks at Yvonne. Face annihilation at the hands of Tiamat's forces.
It sounds like she's where she needs to be then.
The elves there face annihilation at the hands of
Tiamat.
Is that what you said?
Yes, the forces of
Pallid
Tiamat.
elves
the-
specifically.
Yes, yeah. Okay, look at Yvonne and Kina, I should say. And that is, which brings us, well, which that brings up another matter which I will address in a little bit.
This is the most she's ever spoken, ever.
Yes, this is, but
Well, she also is now a lady of the wolves.
she's all.
I understand. It was a joke.
Oh,
I
yeah.
understand. This.
She also she. I'm just gonna tell you, she did not know all this in the previous campaign. She has found this. She has found this stuff out by reading her master's shit and doing a lot of other interplanar travels
Also
in the
with
last
friends.
night.
Also, probably with the help of friends as well.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And there's been a lot of shit going on the last 96 years. So
Indeed, indeed.
We're on page 2.
okay.
Already.
When it comes, speaking more specifically to the deities that are looking for a smoother transition, looks over towards Sam.
Still gone.
Yeah, he's gone.
She knows you're over there.
She knows
that he's
all, dude.
She knows that he's sulking and trying to figure out
If there's-
everything.
If there's wherever you're at, there's wolves, so she knows where you're at. And that's because there's wolves everywhere where you're at.
He's here in the
We'll
fetal
hug a
position,
wolf.
my lady.
Oh
Go
god, am I
snuggle
being
with the
dragged?
wolf.
Am I being dragged back now?
No.
No. No.
Are you within ear? Question. However close you are, can you hear, or are you beyond earshot or beyond hearing what she's saying?
He needed to be alone, so I'm guessing he's probably outside of earshot.
Okay.
The cinnamon bun.
All right.
But yeah, there's like just 3 wolves walking around you. Like, he's in the fetal position, my lady. He's rocking back and
Like,
forth.
We've got 3 groups right now. We've got Campfire, we've got Sam, and then we have Priscilla, the horses, and the wolves. And Priscilla literally is just unleashing feral chaos. Greetings, I woke up today and chose caffeine. Woo!
No.
Doesn't he always?
Ellie,
Always?
She absolutely does.
Elion looks over at that chaos and just like, I'm not dealing with that. He's in the
Me
group.
too, buddy.
He just gets closer to Rin.
She is tangled in the horse's tail hair. I am not dealing with it.
So, like,
But,
head pops up from behind her horse's butt, and it's just like all static electricity hair. She looks like a crazed maniac.
But anyway, Leah continues. But for those that wish for a smooth transition, they for a long time sent their angels in secret, influencing by proxy, revealing their true selves to only a few individuals. Some are a little more open about it now, given that they were eventually discovered by the opposing faction, and now sometimes face conflict over it. Those deities are among those deities. Where are you? I need that. Where's the master list? There it is. Of those deities include Azuth. I'll paste this in a moment. Azuth.
Oh, the members of the Renaissance deities?
Yes. Azuth, Denir, Jagal, Mistra, Lathander, Lyra, Ogama, Savras, and Sune.
It must have taken you quite a bit of research to learn all of this.
For almost the last century, while also restoring this forest, I have researched my former masters, or I've studied my former master's research in great depth, and have followed up on many of his leads that what he never truly uncovered. That, and with help of some of my former companions and many ventures to many planes, the truth of this was revealed to me.
You had a master?
She nods.
They must have been very powerful for you to be their student.
You say something?
What is Leah's reaction to that first?
She kind of looks over in silence for a few seconds.
Avon holds a moment, and then you mentioned Sehanin was among the more of the neutral, but she's not a member of the Renaissance deities. I'm assuming there's a set of deities who aren't necessarily the clergy alliance, but they're also not as involved as the Renaissance deities. They sit somewhere in the middle where they're not fully involved, but they're also not fully out of the area.
It sounded like she was pretty involved, since she's just not involved over here.
Not all deities are even aware of this situation. Most of the deities I speak of are the ones whose realms coincide with that of Rindico. Other lands such as Ryu, Electoi, she looks at Sheero, and have pantheons of their own that focus their influence there with their own temples and clergy.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Sheero, I was gonna say Sheero, by the way, like he's just like when she mentions that and addresses him, like he does look over to her, but he's very otherwise like he's just staring like down at his plate, like just hands intertwined, like he just eyes like piercing intent, like he's doing his best to take all this in, and because again, this is basically why he was sent here in the first place. Like this is the answer. He's just trying to figure out what to actually do with it.
The influence of Valhalla has only gone as far as Rindigo, as that is currently that is currently the limit of their power. Where they were initially summoned was not in Rindigo itself. However, it was in Rindigo relative on the parallel planes, particularly the Feywild. And thus they have only challenged outside influence that has primarily tried to get involved in Rindigo.
But it sounds like they might want to spread eventually.
That power-hungry mad people, of course.
I must say you have them wrong. As that is, for that is what Bane hated in them. The lack of that desire.
Then what do they want?
Isgard was created to be the fourth option, to be more or less an alternative for the souls of the mortal planes to be bargaining chips or spheres of influences between the Celestials and Fiends. The Valhallans are those that go to Isgard, including especially the Valhallans, are more or less direct reincarnations of their former selves on the material plane. They don't wish to conquer other areas. They wish to allow those on the material plane actual sovereignty over their own. It was the view of the Archfey that while the Celestials and Fiends certainly had their own views on what should be done with the material plane, and in many ways what they thought, some of them thought was for the benefit of it, the Archfey saw that this conflict was everlasting, and it only dragged the mortals down into it. As I mentioned before, the Valhallans stopped the battle between an army of nature deities, specifically Sylvanas, Uriel, and Eldith, from battling against an army of Asmodeus. when those three deities, along with their armies, reached the rock on the astral plane where the battle was to be held, and found utter destruction, including the body of Bane himself, the three deities sealed off this area, forbidding anyone from getting close. It's not exactly known why, but some believe that it was an attempt to hide the truth of their, or to hide the truth that they could be utterly annihilated. And then the deities went back to Mount Celestia to discuss what they had found with the others in their pantheon.
Who were the deities that went?
Arul, Eldith, and Sylvanas. But when they went back, they left their three armies alone on the astral plane, with the orders to return on their own. This was a grave mistake, and I myself, though not having witnessed it myself, this was something that my master witnessed firsthand. But I did witness the aftermath of it.
Why do you have Zylna's token?
Who?
Oh,
It
I accidentally dragged it when I was trying to copy one of the names because I don't know who the fuck all of those people are.
Oh, yeah, that's...
Oh, it was like, what the fuck? Did
Yeah.
something glitch or am I glitched?
No, I just apparently clicking and dragging just repost the same fucking thing. Yeah. I was trying to figure out who the fuck all of those deities were.
Yeah. With these three armies left alone, without their deities to keep them in check, they began plotting against each other. For you see, the followers of these three deities, when they are not united against a common enemy, had actually long competed for influence against each other. And with their armies all concentrated into one place, each one thought that it was their chance to ambush the other and destroy them once and for all. The irony is that they all were thinking the same thing, and no one was caught off guard, and they destroyed themselves. Thousands of mortals, whose bodies now sit in a state of stillness, unable to decompose in the timeless void of the astral plane, as an eternal testament to the graveyard that they created. It was times like these that the Fae saw were the problem. The deities spent so often gaining influence and pitting mortals against each other that the mortals could never truly break free from this form of tyranny, and were always reliant on them. And not to mention a utter complete waste of life.
On that we agree.
And that was one of the reasons why I created the Druids of Nature's Teachings. With this knowledge in hand, but we are careful to spread it. We seek to teach those in the material planes means of living with one another, methods of prospering, not having to rely on deities to bless their crops or keep them safe from monsters. We do what we can with our knowledge of nature to help those fend for themselves, protect their crops from famine. Looks towards Kina.
Mm-hmm.
And invasive monsters.
She nods. Nonetheless, as you've witnessed when you were escorting Kina, many do not appreciate us doing this.
Quite.
It is my belief that they do this because they are trying to bring back the old ways. I do not think that they are do not believe that they are directly taking instruction from the deities in the Clergy Alliance, but however they are trying in severe ways to, or in radical ways, pave the way for their return. But back to how this relates to the Valhalla's intention. Well, that is ultimate. The ending. They ultimately are a gate. They ultimately act as a gatekeeper, preventing deities and archbeings from other planes from gaining too much influence or wreaking too much havoc. And allowing those on the material planes to find a way of living somewhat independent, though there will be collaboration for sure for centuries to come. But their sphere of influence is limited. Right now, they primarily fight other worldly beings from assaulting the material plane, and in some cases the Feywild. But their influence may expand one day if they gain that power. As the plane of Isgard fills with more and more souls that accept the Valkyries' offer of coming to Isgard rather than being a pawn in the other three, the influence, the power of Isgard grows. And they may be able to go to other planes, but from what I can tell, it also, on top of gaining more power, they also must take into account the will of the mortals in those regions. Which is why even in Rindico, they don't immediately reveal themselves and fight more fight in areas where they will not be seen, or they quickly intervene in matters of great urgency and quickly make their exit before anything can be known of them. For they don't necessarily have the full consent of the powers that be in the material plane, and they don't wish to overly influence it. Should the reigning powers be more accepting in their presence, they may reveal themselves more, but for now, they are more silent they are silent protectors, balancing their level of influence with the sovereignty of those that still live.
Do you know who these Valhallans are and how many there are?
It is unknown how many there are in total. Those that were around that defeated the initial gods, or defeated the gods in the initial conflicts. They are entombed in the temple of the Seven Archfey. While the ritual that the Archfey performed was able to create Isgard and for a while have a temporary transfer of souls from the fugue plane. It was not entirely permanent in its initial form. To further harden or to solidify this ritual and continue the flow of souls that chose to go to Isgard, or to solidify the route for which they can take. The four deities, I guess you could say, sacrificed themselves, though they did not die, but they did reduce themselves to a dormant state, forming a catalyst between the material plane and Isgard. A catalyst that is grounded in the Feywild, that runs parallel with the material plane. So long as they're entombed there by the fire of Isgard that burns around their tombs, more souls can continue to go to Isgard, and their influence and their power may continue to grow in number. I believe that is what Tiamat was hoping to disrupt, while many of the other archfiends are hesitant to strike at Valhalla itself and risk the wrath of them directly. Tiamat, who is not by her actual nature a devil herself, but a former fallen god, tends to follow her own agenda in some cases. And that is why Tiamat's forces attacked the temple without the other archdevil's knowledge. And what I can only assume is brought on their wrath since she was sent back there. Though she still attempts to wage war in Ryu via her many chromatic draconic followers.
What a bitch.
Indeed.
In terms of those who ascend to the state of Valhalla, they are mortals that have passed from this world, but who have proven themselves in both valor and dignity, and who accept the invitation. And when they do so, ascend to a greater version of themselves, similar to that of what they were before, but yet enhanced. some of my old companions who have passed in this last century. I know were offered this status and they accepted.
Mm-hmm.
But it is hard to tell how many there are. Traveling to Isgard is not as easy as even the other planes. Magic that many of us druids use to travel to planes like the Feywild, the Astral Plane, and, if we so please, the Nine Hells, will not work on Valhalla unless they have been blessed by one of them with enough stature that would allow them to travel there on their own, or they're brought there at the will of another Valhallan. Is all of this making sense to all of you? I realize that this is a lot of information to unpack.
It's
So-
much.
Enough.
So what I saw then, with my uncle traveling through that portal, that wasn't him being chosen, that was something else. Because normally it's in death that you are chosen, correct?
She nods.
This raises far more questions than answers.
Are you sure your uncle's not?
He may be now, but I'm not sure. I could... Avon's eyes kind of light up for a minute, and then he kind of looks to the side. It would be risky, and I'd probably have to wait until the evening to try. But I could try messaging him.
It
I
couldn't
have that
hurt.
capability now.
Yeah, you should probably message the one guy too. Your tiefling friend or whatever.
Oh, we are not friends. This is likely going to result in a deal that has to be made.
Yeah. So we should probably go back to her house before we do that, I suppose.
Well, she wanted him as quickly as possible, so I'm prepping it. I'll be able to do it tomorrow, but as far as this, staying focused on the mission at hand, on the information at hand, at the moment, I can only focus on so many things.
Yeah, we have a lot of irons in the fire.
There's been a lot of glowing by Yvonne, as Yvonne has just been magically quill writing, scribbling in and etching marks into the spell shard that have just been kind of vanishing into it. It's been like holographic lettering appearing and then going into it. Not in a language any of you know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's arcane sigils and stuff.
No, he still writes. You still write in a language.
Ah.
But Yvonne just kind of puts his hand to his forehead. That's it. Wow. I'll need to tell the guild of what happened. At least inform class of what's going on. Okay. going back to what you said about Ryu and the elves there. And then also to briefly touch back. They're in danger in some way? I don't know much about my home. I have or about Ryu at all. I have no memories of it at all. I only remember my whole life being here.
The Pallid Elves of Ryu who've lived there for thousands of years, are unfortunately caught in the middle of the Draconic Wars. Ryu is a nation split between between two sides, and two other sides that are more or less neutral in this conflict. To the west is the Chromatic Dragons. To the east is the Metallic. In the north are the Gem Dragons. And in the south are a mixture of dragons that don't necessarily fit in with either. It is mostly a hostile wasteland in that area. Where cave dragons and wasteland dragons often fight for territory with creatures both above and below ground. But the war is mostly between the Metallic and the Chromatics, with Tiamat on one side and Bahamut's forces on the other side. So it's Senanine's elves in the middle, though they are more or less allied with the dragons of Bahamut. During many of the more violent parts of the war, Chromatic dragons would raid villages of Pallid Elves, killing entire clans sometimes. At one point, it was feared that the entire race would be wiped out. When this happened, Senanine appealed to Bahamut to do what they could to prevent this possible extinction. And often when villages would be attacked, Metallic dragons and forces would rush in and attempt to save Pallid Elves, often prioritizing the children and infants, especially those that had lost their families, or at least were separated from them. And they brought them outside of Ryu. So many of them being brought here to Rindico, far outside the influence of any significant force of Tiamat. I know for a fact that is how Kina was brought here. And what, at the very least, I can only assume that is why you were brought here as well. But that would be something that the agents of Bahamut would be more aware of.
I wish I could help them, but I suppose my duties are here for the time being anyway.
The time may come when many of us in Rindico, and especially those in my order, can travel to Ryu to help in the conflict. But for now, we must look to our own security, as many forces seek to bring back what many of us fear to be the tyranny that ruled during the Remnarian Empire.
Yeah, we have plenty of problems here for sure. So what now then? I suppose we should go check out that ship if possible. We have to be back to town at the end of the week. Unless Sam reschedules his thing or something, I don't know.
That's a thing for tomorrow, as Leah said.
Yeah.
Tomorrow I will bring you to the shore where the ship lays in wreck on the rock, lays on the rocks.
Yeah, I meant more in the broader sense, I guess.
In terms of what you as a group will do, I do not have any direct instruction for you. You are not bound to my will. Of
course not. If you need any help with anything, you know how to reach us, though.
Yes, you've made great connections with many of our order. Looks at Kina and Yvonne. and then over to Rin as well. Were you?
When you do decide to involve yourself in the conflict in Ryu, I would like to go with.
I probably would like to as well. I'll have to see what's going on with Sam at the time, but I want to help.
As do I.
This prompts a question, but not directed but this prompts a question actually in regards to you, Sheero. And not directed a question I'm asking to Leah, but more to you.
Yes?
What is a Kolektoi's positioning on the deities? You were sent here to gather information on their involvement in Rindico.
Indeed.
Why? Why is a Kolektoi interested in the Rindican deities? And why you?
I wonder that myself now. This meeting has done many things, answered many questions, though it has also created several more.
So you were just sent to figure out what was going on with the gods? It sounds like you have at least a good start on an answer with that.
But why were you chosen to do this? Was it not just you who came over on that ship? Or
No, it was not. I'm a paladin, a satyr, from a different temple, worshipper of a different god. We came together. I haven't seen him since, but we were given the same mission, the same instruction.
Out of character, what god do you worship again? I know it's the sun guy,
Oh,
Yeah,
but I don't remember his name.
Heliod.
There we go.
It's basically Helios. Just take out the S and put a D in there instead.
I believe that's correct spelling.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, by the by, Char just messaged me saying she popped into the stream to check out what we were up to, and she's like, I need y'all to know, even with the stream turned up all the way on Twitch, I cannot hear a single thing anyone is saying.
Oh, nice.
I don't fix that.
I will. You don't need to fix on your end. I'll try to turn it up on.
No, I don't think it's us personally, because we can hear ourselves. I think.
I'm looking at maybe.
Speak for yourself. I can't hear you. I'm just kidding.
I'll turn desktop audio up. Hey. Oh, it's Char, who just followed. Or Char. Okay, turn desktop on.
Hello.
I turned desktop audio up. I don't know if that's helping. I don't know if the music is overpowering. It's not overpowering in my headphones, and it's supposed to be mimicking what I'm hearing.
I can check. Give me a moment.
No, I don't even hear the music.
Okay. Alright. Desktop audio is turned all the way up. Where is my voice in this? Is my voice quiet?
You sound fine.
No. Well, no, I was referring to Char. Because I'm on a different mic input than all of you.
Okay, so what I heard when I came in there was it was mostly it was muted and very quiet. The music's not overpowering. It's just our voices. Like Discord itself seems to be just quiet.
Alright, I will turn. Because I guess here's the tricky part: is that if I gotta balance where I'm.
You could tweak it maybe after session, perhaps.
Well, hold on. I'm gonna double check. I'm gonna double check last week's session to see if it's doing it on the YouTube side, because that or the recording side, and know if it's just a Twitch thing, because I know Twitch will do that. Like a Nat 19, their stuff's quiet.
Right. She said that she also can't hear the music whatsoever if there's music.
That's something I have problems with this one.
I can turn that
Oh,
up.
but maybe that might have, because I still heard the music fully when I was in there.
Well, the music's kind of. Well, yeah. If you can't hear it in your headphones, then you need to make. don't know if Shinibot can be turned up anymore. I got it.
No, I've got it maxed out.
And
I don't. I was talking when I tuned into the Twitch.
Okay, could
The music wasn't overpowering. It was mostly just dialogue being slightly quiet.
Yeah, I can never hear the bot music either, but
I mute the bot. I have storms I listen to.
let's see. Gonna.
Storm's not unlike the freaking snowstorm that is going on in my house.
in your house? That's a problem.
That's that's something you might want to address.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to. So, as they.
The hell, where is the wrong one? There it is. Oh, come on, no.
Yep, that's a hit.
Oh, that's it?
Yep. Okay.
Cool. Why?
Okay.
What happened?
So last week's the party was a little quiet, louder, not as loud as me. I've turned them up all the way. I'll turn you up in Discord a little bit. See if that helps on my end. Video. And if anything, I can turn you up to 175. If anything, I can back off the headset volume if I have to. That shouldn't affect it. Wait a minute. Is these on? This is on backwards, damn it.
Everything's on backwards, damn it.
Just
Chaos and troubleshooting.
always something.
I'll check the checking my volume on Twitch. Checking my volume on Twitch. Okay, I'm a little quiet. Checking my volume on. Yeah, mute that before it loops forever. And turn myself up a teeny bit.
She just said, "Oh, I can hear music."
Is she sending it in private chat now, or is she talking in the Twitch? Because I only see baby.
No, she's messaging me. No,
Twitch,
she
'cause I only
said,
see
"Oh, I
baby."
can hear music. It's quiet, but I can hear it now."
Alright, I think your voices are better now on Twitch. At least with my Corsairs. I don't know. It
Hopefully.
Uh-oh.
It's okay either way.
I think we're good now. I was
Okay.
I think I had the party down because to prevent peaking. I turned it up a little bit on two different on two fronts. I turned them up.
Very quiet,
That's fine.
I'll turn.
according to her.
All right, I'm gonna max out Discord.
My hands are cold, so I shoved one under a cat.
Yep. All right. All right. So at this point? What's quiet? Is it the music? The music, or is my voice quiet? Is the party's voice quiet?
Music.
All of it.
Hmm.
I mean, I could. I don't know. I could. Let me. I'm gonna. Where's my? I'll be right back. Let's see. Don't have my headphones on right now. I got. Listen to myself on. Oh, come on. Load the damn stream. Let's see how I hear myself on the phone. All right, other party members talk.
Hi, Char, maybe.
Hello.
I'm still here.
We're still here.
Indeed.
Yep.
We are trying to be still here.
Food has arrived. I need to eat. I'm gonna drag the laptop with me.
What's for lunch? What's for dinner?
Nachos with
Okay.
like cheese and sour cream and stuff on it, and meat. I love meat.
All right. Well, I was listening to it on my phone without my headphones at all. So at max volume on my phone, I could hear us fine. I don't know if it's the I don't know if it's definitely improved. I think we improved it to a degree, but I don't know if it's just audio source or whatnot on the other end. But I'll make sure to check out the recordings after, see if it can be any louder, but I don't know if I can make it louder before we start peeking out. Okay, yeah, she says
Peeking
it's...
out?
Like, the you start getting less clear mics and screeching. It normally
Yeah.
happens when you have like a streamer who screams a lot,
Yep.
Uh-oh.
and their mic will just straight up cut off.
I should have dampers on you so that it doesn't happen, but right now I was mostly keeping everyone in the green. Now when you all talk, you're mostly in the yellow. That's fine. It might peek into the red for a moment, but it did. I was listening to it a second ago. It didn't sound like it was causing a problem. We'll keep an eye on it. I'll look at the playback. Tweak it
And
up
by
more.
definitely peeking, you're definitely referring to me when I go into my panic.
Yeah.
So just don't get really excited.
But
Oh, that's unlikely.
But anyway, we were talking. You were talking to Sheero.
Indeed. So, you both were given the same mission to come here and just investigate the involvement of the Rindican deities, correct?
Yes, pretty much.
What were you a part of before coming here that made you, like, what led to you coming here? Were you a part of something that was commissioned to do this, or?
DM, please remind me. I'm blanking. Oh god.
Was it just something you were told to do?
Yes, Sheero, you were effectively ordered to chosen. It, as far as you're aware, it wasn't a big ordeal or anything.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, you, and you. You're gonna go do something, as the clerics do.
As the clerics do.
As the clerics do.
Yeah. It wasn't... I'll be the first to say, even in my temple, I wasn't anything special. Not sure about any of the others who were put on this assignment, but that's all it was. An assignment, an ordeal. We were chosen, ordered, whatever you want to call it. But we all came here, as far as I know, with the same instruction. Apparently, there may have been something more to it from everything we've been hearing and coming to understand. But as I gestured to Leah, she has answered the question that's been on my mind since I arrived on your shores. But as I said, as she's gone on to explain the rest of the situation that has been going on over apparently the last very long time, it's brought up many more questions. And effectively made me curious as to what my actual purpose is here now. And to what end do I go now? Not even us. I will follow all of you. Whatever the three of you wish to do, I will be there with you. But as far as my mission, as far as my assignment, it's unclear to me where this now leaves me and what I must do.
What were you before being, like, picked? Were you just a regular farmer or a cleric?
I was a member of the church. I was trained in the ways of our church. I was trained in the ways of battle, should anything ever arise. But
have you ever heard of Kotomane Kire? I did that to many children.
Oh no.
Intriguing.
Incredible.
This is certainly odd, and definitely raises even more questions as to... Perhaps we need to find that satyr.
Indeed. Just need to find the nearest brothel, I'm sure.
What was the name of that satyr? Pardon me, I choked on a marshmallow.
Jesus Christ.
No, Sehanin Mimbo, get it right.
Jesus.
These s'mores are delicious, though.
As I quickly go into the sheets. Sheero thinks for a moment. Yes. His name was Nilak.
Like who? Nilak.
Nilak.
Okay.
He seemed like a good man. Very friendly, very open, but also very much into, well, let's just say the lady favors. As far as I know, the very first thing he did as soon as we came to the shores was find the nearest cat house.
While you're saying, it's like, while you're discussing this, Rin made her way over to Pi in a hard attempt to distract her.
Oh no. She's like, a house of cats? Can we go?
It's like, no, we can't. Not those kind of cats.
But no. I was sent here by the high priest of my order, the high priest of my temple. A noble man. Well, Minotaur. Very strong, very kind, but stern. His name was Alexios. Shut up. It's spelled kind of how it sounds. Alex and then IOS.
Also a Leonin?
Minotaur.
Minotaur.
He's a good man. I was here.
How big are his horns?
Oh, very large.
That is quite a random thing to come up with. I like that question.
I like horns. Leave me alone. I find it very interesting that people can walk around with those massive things just on their heads. Especially minotaurs. They're like, what happens if you bend over forward? Like, how do you get back up?
I can definitely say he's had to come in sideways through many a door. But regardless, I was chosen to represent the Temple of Heliod, the god of the sun. And if my memory serves me, Nilok was a paladin of... How the hell do I pronounce this? Iroas?
I'd have to look at the sheet as well.
IROAS.
Yeah, let's see, Sheero.
Iroas.
Yeah, Iroas. Yeah.
Iroas, yeah. He was a paladin of Iroas, the god of victory. To my recollection, there were 4 other temples who sent representatives. Of who they are, I do not know. I did not get to meet them. Nilok was my only contact. He was my only shipmate, as it were, in this. I'm under the impression all 6 of us, that all 6 of us were under the same instruction. But, as I stated before, given all the information we've learned over the last several days, I can't be sure anymore. Especially because apparently, and he looks again at Leah, especially since apparently people from my homeland have arrived here and have actually caused quite misfortune for these poor people, of which I am deeply angered and ashamed.
Brief pause for a second. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Alright.
Maddie, you made him leave. Apologize.
It's just...
Intriguing.
Boy, I can't believe that one small action last session has completely cut me out of this entire game. Oops.
I mean,
I expected that. Also, you can come back anytime you want, really.
You can come back anytime.
it's an ongoing conversation, and he did step away. You can come back later. I think you said in character it was like, I need to step away for a little while.
Or you could stay out, and then Zylna will find Sam later, and they can have smoochies.
Yeah, literally, we're all gonna have a sit down with Sam and explain all of this again before bed.
Well, I probably won't be there. I'll be with Kina.
Doing the happy. Anyway.
Okay.
We just see Yvonne the next morning, just his hair is everywhere, like just a big grin on his face, be like, there you are.
He was doing science.
He's completely like hogtied,
Yeah, just
and he is just
a-
dragging him around.
yeah, just a nice combination of biology and chemistry. Tyler's just like, fuck all of you.
Oh,
I
know
don't think
quite
any of
different
this
from
is
your friend.
rare for how we act. No. Ugh. Excuse me.
Alright, I'm back.
I'll come back.
Alright. Alright, you said that to Leah, and she nods in acceptance of what you were saying.
Mm-hmm. So once more, as I said, this leaves me very, very confused. Especially of how to move forward. Part of me says we should perhaps dig more into this. See what my people truly want. Maybe meet up with the 6 other representatives of the other temples. On the other hand, these Valhallans seem to be causing a problem, as well as Tiamat, of all things.
I'm not. Tiamat was causing problems. I'm not sure if they still are.
Well, given what we had to battle on the way in here, I'm not entirely sure that's the case.
What were those things anyway?
They were, and I believe, if I remember correctly from last session, I do have this knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah, you and Yvonne both rolled really well, and me and Zylna and Sam were just like, I don't know what the fuck these things are.
Baby
Are
lizards.
those dragonborn?
Those are
Time to kill them.
hey, colorful
Yeah,
lizards.
Yeah, just the draconic devils.
Yeah.
Hey, look, evil lizards.
Yes, draconic devils, known as Abishai. They, more often than not, fall under the influence and command of Tiamat. So their very presence here is alarming. And once more raises the question if the threat of Tiamat has been dealt with, or if it's still very, very present.
Because it could
I
just
believe-
be an errant group.
Perhaps, but do we wish to take that chance? Even with so much else on our plate.
At the moment, I don't even think that is an option we have to pursue. There are other people who are pursuing the followers of Tiamat. We're going after the people of the... We have a lot of other things on our plate at the moment. On top of the commissions we'll be receiving from Shiraki soon.
Yes, indeed.
Good old Bane cultists.
So at the moment, Tiamat is the least of our concerns.
That's another question that caught my attention. I turned back to Leah. You said very plainly that Bane himself was dead. Long dead. Yet, we had the disgusting misfortune as to having to deal with a sect of a cult in his name.
We're currently, apparently, going to hunt down a bunch more once Shiraki gets, like, the deeds on that whole
I
situation.
can actually clarify some of that. Just because a god is gone does not mean their power and their influence necessarily leaves the world. It just means it may become more twisted, or some other thing may take its place. It doesn't guarantee just because a god leaves, its power is gone as well. For some, it may disappear, but for others, they may still continue to worship. I believe for some, even like for myself, my abilities and my powers don't necessarily come from Sehenin.
Well, yes.
My powers come from me. The same things seems to go with, and for my studies, I should say, the same could also go with the cultists of Bane. They could be following the same rituals, but drawing on different power to complete them. All in all, we really don't know. And so if Bane truly is gone, what are they drawing from? And if Bane has truly been reborn in some other form, or someone has taken the place of Bane, and these cultists are just worshipping someone who they think is Bane, but isn't actually Bane, then that's also information to learn.
Excuse me if I'm wrong, but Bane is the god of death.
Nope. Tyranny.
No, tyranny.
Oh, shit. Okay. Oh, then.
Also, we know that
Then forget Sam was actually there. I was gonna reinsert him into the conversation, just have him show up so that I can actually do something, and it was like, oh, oops.
I mean, we know that their leader is a lich and they're trying to resurrect him. They're not like actually. They know that Bane's dead. They're trying to get him back.
Doesn't the symbol will show up eventually? Sounds like I missed a lot.
Zylna like pats his spot. It's just like, are you feeling better?
A little. I needed a breather. I'm sorry. And as far as Bane, I mean, gods die and are picked up by new portfolios all the time, aren't they? Isn't that kind of the way these things work?
The deities are in a sense what we would refer to as immortal. They would not, but only to a certain extent. They do not age. They will not die of disease or other natural causes. They will only perish if something that can match their ability in battle and kill them.
But you said that they can't be killed. Did you just, or did I just miss that?
They're
I'm sorry, I'm a simple person.
Compared to us, they're immortal. They have no known lifespan, and if left to their own devices, they will never perish. But their lives can be ended by other entities. Think how elves work from Lord of the Rings.
Right.
They never die unless killed.
They're just legitimate immortal.
Yeah.
Immortal.
Yeah.
Kind of like vampires, I think.
Very much so, I think, yeah.
Kind of. There are, yeah. I mean, there are, yeah, if you do the right stuff in killing a vampire, you can kill them for good. but simply killing a vampire with a sword and nothing else in a dark room is not going to finish him off for good.
Yeah, like you got to go the whole 9 yards. Like, stake through the heart, take the head off, burn the body.
No, okay, not that far, but you at least have to.
No.
You have to stake him in their coffin specifically.
Right.
Oh god, farming was so much simpler.
Or kill them in sunlight. If you kill them,
just lock them outside at noon.
If you kill them in sunlight, they can't retreat to their coffin.
Right.
So
they just burn to cinders.
Yeah. If you want to, liches are considered more immortal than vampires, I would say. But
because even if you kill them, no matter what you do to kill them, they'll come back eventually.
Yeah. Same thing with devils. Devils, you kill them outside of hell, they'll just go back to hell and be reborn. You kill them in hell, they're done.
Indeed.
And exactly what Sam said about farming being so much simpler in a confused tone.
Yeah.
He did actually just say that.
Adorable.
We come in with 1 problem, we leave with 5.
Well, we're not leaving yet.
You know what I mean.
So 10 then.
And I have a
you guys
feeling
so much simpler on me.
I think you've been doing just fine. Rather incredible, actually. We're all definitely a little over our heads, though, but I think we're rising pretty well to the occasion.
Anyway,
was there anything you wanted to know, Leah? Anything further you needed to ask of us? I know you offered us a ton of information, but we've not been able to offer you much.
She ponders for a moment. I don't think there's any information that I necessarily want that you are aware of. I more or less would request that you relay to me or through any of those that follow me what you find in regards to any developments with this ship or your dealings with the infernal contact you seem to have, and any plots that may be coming to against myself, my family, or my allies.
Indeed. Rather reasonable, I can assume.
So we couldn't get the means to do so, and your allies.
The ship will hold some answers, I feel like, but I also feel like it's also going to open even more questions. We're going to get answers, but we're going to get answers from the side of the ship that came... from the side of your kingdom that came aggressively.
Mm-hmm.
And these are not answers... and these are not even, like, questions we have fully thought out, or things that we even have any knowledge of. So we'll probably be finding answers to questions we didn't even know were questions yet, if that makes any sense.
It does.
So it's probably going to raise even more things, but I feel like the ship we need to get to sooner than later. So putting it off does not seem wise, as storms could come and wash the wreckage and any hope of clues into the ocean.
Yeah, we should go in the morning. For now, we should get some rest, though.
I agree.
I want to take a walk.
I will leave it. I will leave you to your rest now. I shall also retire. Shall see you in the morning to depart for the ship. She's...
Thank you, Leah. It has been an honor meeting you.
Likewise.
Thank you.
It's wonderful to meet you. And food was great, especially the s'mores.
Jinkies.
She regards you all, and then she leaves with Pi, Rin, Rinia, and Isla.
I'm going to walk. My brain hurts.
Okay.
Alright. Just
My brain
don't
also hurts.
Just don't stay out too long. Make sure you get your rest.
I'll be fine. It's you guys who have to worry. I trance.
It's still rest for you.
It's rest, but you're the ones who need actual physical sleep.
Well, whatever, Mr. Fancy Pants. Have a nice walk.
I will.
With your skimpy little legs.
They are indeed skimpy. I am quite
You-
thin.
You get up to go, and then you reach the end of your rope.
I looked at Kina. Yes.
So I guess that's what they call a trance.
It's like she
We should probably disappear before it gets a little bit more.
and then she
Personal, yeah.
she gets up and says, "Yes, let's go."
Alright. I'm sure you know quite a few lovely places around the area.
A few.
Oh my.
Alright.
We don't want you to get lost in the forest. There's
I would.
there's a lot of wolves.
Indeed.
But she walks with you. But question
This-
about, would you be looking to have conversations with her privately or not privately?
Yes, but I was more using this as an opportunity for anyone else to go before I go because I've talked a lot.
Okay.
Okay.
So if
what's-
like Zylna wanted to talk to Sam or Sam wanted to talk to people,
Yep, what do you
Uh,
what are the rest of you doing? Or anyone. Let's see.
Zelda will, like, pick up Sam. And just be like,
Well, I guess that's how that goes. Okay.
Princess style or toddler style?
we just hear mine in goblin voice and then sprinting away maniacally.
shall we
exactly.
go find a nice place to sleep? Is that okay?
Ooh.
Sure. Lead the way.
She just Mary carries him out. Just like, good night, Sheero. Have a wonderful sleep.
Good night, you two.
And he just he waves to his friends on Zylna's back.
I love that.
Priscilla like walks over to Sheero, and it's an attempted flight, and then like exhaustion, and slowly just collapses, like legs and arms akimbo onto his lap. Looks up.
All right, come along. As I go and find a bed, I will say a quick, like before bed, I will say a quick prayer, just asking for strength and for guidance to whatever end this path ends up leading to. And then I snuggle with the kitten and I go to bed.
Okay.
Snuggly kiddo.
Okay then.
Okay.
I guess
Did Sam want to do anything?
And no, I'm good.
Okay. They cuddle or whatever the hell.
Yeah, there are many vacant kind of, I don't want to say shacks, but shelters that are made up of a mixture of wood and molded earth.
Probably some hammocks too.
Yes, there'd be hammocks on the inside and outside as well. They're warmed by fires on the inside.
Okay, they'll cuddle up and Zylna will tell him what he missed, I guess.
Okay.
Give him some smooches.
Okay. So over to the midnight stroll.
Midnight Pallids.
Yeah.
It's probably like a good hour before Yvonne like really starts talking, processing after everything.
Mm-hmm.
So how have things been here?
They've been okay. The ship caused a little bit of stir, but my lady took care of it pretty quickly. Guess we'll be seeing the aftermath tomorrow.
Indeed. May I ask you something? You don't have to answer it. The marking on your back. I'd seen it earlier and I was just curious about it.
That? Oh. Like my lady mentioned, many of us were brought over by metallic dragons. And I told you myself when we had our little outing in the harbor that one time that I was saved by a silver dragon. That dragon gave me this gift. There's a somewhat of a mild connection to him, but gives me certain abilities. Like for example, have you figured out invisibility yet?
Indeed.
Yes, well, that won't work right next to me. So don't think you can run that way.
I can't sleep. Just kidding.
Yeah.
It doesn't work because it's an elf.
It's like
You stupid bitch.
Also, I'm really, really good at hearing and seeing things.
I've gathered. So, any cool places? Where are we now?
Right now, I think you just assume that you've left the Grove area and you're just kind of walking.
Yep, I'm just
In the-
walking wherever she's leading me.
Eventually you come to a very small lake area. To a clearing. Still a cloudy evening, but occasionally the moon shines through, glowing off the water. That you can see mist rising in the night.
Oh, my eyeball. Okay. Gorgeous.
Was that in character or not?
No.
Inquiring minds want to know.
No, I had a thing fly into my eye.
Oof.
So how are you processing the ordeal with our people?
Well, your people are wonderful. The truths of nature's teaching are incredible.
No, I meant ours. You and mine. Back home.
Oh. I don't know. Some part of me wants to go there to find out what led to me being brought here, but I kind of know in a broad context that it likely was a dragon. Or draconics. Associate. Find out maybe the exact circumstances, but at the same time, I also just want to help. Our people are in trouble and I don't want them to be hurting. I do have a family here, one that has taken me in and I love dearly. Well, yeah. It's just I do want to know more about home. Not just this is home. My family company and trust. Their home, but home where I came from home. Curiosity is still there.
Well, a person, or what? I guess person. You could ask if they could give any hint on maybe who brought you here. Would be the one that brought me here. His name is Darsig. He spends he's either up north in the mountains, or when he's not there, he's hanging out in Jormungandr. Try the casinos.
This Starsig, what do they look like, so I know who to look for?
Oh, he usually takes the when he takes humanoid form. He takes the form of a human. Somewhat of a middle-aged man, quite tall. 1 second, real quick. Oop. Then my beholder sense is just triggered because someone walked across the front door camera.
Spooky.
Oh, it was just someone on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Is that yes, a rather tall, middle-aged man, fairly skinny, silver hair. If you're brave enough, to go into the into the Helvar casinos, assuming you haven't pissed them off too much while I was away.
Oh dear.
You'll
I'm not entirely sure.
You'll certainly see him around at the tables.
It's a place to start. Well, I've seen your home. You'll have to see mine sometime.
It's in Trust, right?
Indeed.
I don't think I've been there.
It's a nice place. Some of the buildings are even built into mountains.
Yes, my lady tells me that they even, since the Amalian conflict, they even dug a passageway through the mountains going up to the village. All the way from Trust to Vemelaga.
Indeed. My family runs a sort of magic shop there. The Treasure Trove. It's a wonderful place. It also works as not a front, but a business in conjunction with the guild I'm trying to gain entry to.
So do you think your mom's gonna be all getting pushy when you bring a girl home?
I don't think my mother would really... I think she'll be excited. Interested in the tea, probably. My older sister, well, she has a complicated love life. Her partner, parents were not the greatest people, and there's been some problems we've had to work through. He's a great person. Her partner's amazing. But her partner's family was not the best. My father will probably be absolutely relishing in the moment. Absorbing all of this. I pray to Sahanin that Kachir is not around. I mean, he's barely around anyways, but we barely speak. He's a god in the town, and he was not supportive of my adoption by the family. Mine and my adopted sister, Firbolg, was adopted at the same time as me. She will probably be the most protective, but she is also not home, to my knowledge. She's studying abroad.
So with your one brother who's causing problems, do I need to bring wolves? That's how we usually deal with people we don't like. How many wolves?
No, I don't necessarily want to bring wolves.
Dire wolves?
No. I don't want to handle him with violence. That's just going to cause more aggression, and despite his misdeeds, he is still the direct child of my parents. He is still their flesh and blood, and my mother still cares deeply for him despite everything he's done.
Oh well.
Including abandoning the family in a way, but she cares for him deeply, and I respect my mother a great deal. And then there's my Uncle Blaze, who is the one who we were speaking of, who is in another dimension and then walked through a portal. For Sahanin knows why.
Oh, that may be why no one's hearing music.
Hmm?
The bot was disconnected, but was showing still active.
Oh.
Sorry. Oh well. Yeah, we'll put a pin in the wolves. The wolves don't have to be violent. You'd be surprised how cooperative people get when there's a big fuck off wolf looking at you.
I know, but he also is not around the house much, so... We'll take it by ear. I'm sure if you are allowed to leave to come to Trost, we will probably have the company of a wolf.
Possibly. But my lady would probably allow me to go so long that I was with you. I believe she's come to liking you and your group enough.
Yes. And my incessant, constant need to get into trouble.
Yes. Yes, you do.
Indeed.
Well, should we head back?
We can.
My shelter's quite cozy. There's lots and lots of blankets.
Wonderful.
My lady likes those a lot. She keeps bringing them.
She just pulls them out of nowhere. Insane.
Well, that's an impressive trait, I must say.
Yeah.
But that's perhaps an investigation for a different day or never.
Unlimited blanket
Alright.
works.
She would lead you back towards the place and get back to the shelter, and you find her. She brings it to your shelter, which is, yes, does have a lot of blankets and quilts. And,
Avon cuddles. Avon is like definitely a cuddler in the blankets.
Mhm.
Oh God.
You find, yeah, when you get there, you realize that there are 3 puppy wolves there.
Hello. How are you 3?
Oh God.
I-
Priscilla's gonna
I
have a
can't
fit in the morning.
understand you, but you know, it's fine. Priscilla's with you.
Oh no, trust. Yeah, but when you
Yeah.
come back smelling like wolf puppy.
No, I don't think it'll be a hissy fit. I think it'll be a bit of, wait, where are my playmates? I slapped one and they vowed revenge.
Oh yeah, you. But yes, if you the puppies and Kina will definitely cuddle in the blankets.
Yes. Avon is like 100% cuddle in the blankets. Avon loves blankets. There's got to be at least 5 on top of him.
But anyway, the night goes by without incident. May something try something. Yeah, may something attempt something here.
If anyone would attempt, never mind. I'm not going to say that. That would just be more confusing.
But morning comes. This morning it's actually, the wind has died down, but there's still a light wind. There is a little bit of light rain. But today it is significantly, or not significantly, but fairly colder than it was the day before. Not cold for the summer.
Cool for the summer.
Yeah, like 60s or like six in the low 60s or something.
They must have had to share a blanket. It's blanket weather.
Share blankets and body heat.
Well, Zylna and Sam definitely did. They usually do.
But so in the morning, is there anything that anyone wants to do in the morning in particular, or would you like to just go or meet with the lady and prepare to depart.
Probably prepare to depart.
Yeah,
Sorry.
No, you're
it's
fine.
okay. Are you fine? Are you okay, Nick?
Yeah, it was just a little phlegmy in my throat.
Okay.
Yvonne just comes out looking like a mess. Sheero's like, little one, put your shirt on and get ready. Everything's
Oh no,
like,
Alban comes out pristine as usual.
okay.
Like, hair fixed perfectly. If anything, he seems extra pristine.
Extra dolled up today, huh?
But we have to make sure we're ready.
Uh-huh.
So, when you gather, Kina's with you. Leah comes out with her 2 guardians, and shall we head to the ship now?
Yes. Yes, we shall.
Very well. She goes over to one of the larger trees. Are the horses coming?
That's a good question.
We do have. Oh.
She's not dropping you right on the ship, just to let you know.
We're gonna have to
Yeah.
leave the horses out of the ship. But I think we'll need them to get back
Yeah.
in a timely manner. Oh, I need to prep my spells.
Yeah, spell preppers prep.
Yes. Preparation, everyone. Or at least, well, just for me and Yvonne.
But I'm gonna start preloading that.
I think the horses will be coming.
Okay.
Yeah.
Priscilla from the Night of Cuddling is literally like all hair static fluff ball.
Just poof.
Sheero like pokes one, all the static drops, but Sheero gets this like minor shock of static electricity.
You just while you're doing the
Yeah.
Sell thy pets as many wolves as possible.
many are quite accepting of your pets.
Oh.
Fantastic. She gives all of the ones that are accepting of the pets ear scritches.
Alright.
Once you're all ready, Leah casts a spell on the tree and bids you all to walk through it, as she does, and so does her 2 guardians. Well, before you leave, right as she's preparing to do that, you see Rin and Pi there to kind of say goodbye.
All right.
And
I just
Yvonne gives Pi a high five.
she high fives you and say, "Watch out for sharks. They like the water."
So we figured that out.
Aren't also human.
Yeah.
Humanoid.
You feel the rope tighten. But she casts the on the spell, and then as you walk through, you find yourself in clearly a different part of the. What side of the? You would. Well. No, there is a. It's overcast where you're at, but when you go to the tree, you suddenly see. You can see the sunrise on the distance as you realize that you are now on the eastern shore of the forest. And pushing past the dense and colorful shrubbery. Let's see, make sure I don't reveal the wrong one. Let me pop off, get rid of the non-essentials on the combat tracker. Alrighty, boop, and you can range yourselves accordingly.
I'm having to reload Twitch. Like,
but all
Okay.
right, where was I? Right. Pushing past the dense and colorful shrubbery, you see a massive ship run aground on huge rocks that rise out of the sea. Huge waves rock the boat violently at random. The upper decks appear vacant of any life.
and I recognize this ship, correct? Or at the very least, I recognize it as one of our ships.
Yeah, you don't recognize this exact ship. In fact, its distinct markings have been smashed on the rocks. Some gaping holes can be seen on the sides, but it does not appear to have sunk the vessel, but the vessel seems to be resting on something solid, but still rocking. It is definitely a ship from your land. It's got the same shipwright techniques but by looking at it, you can most certainly tell that it is a warship. Looking at it, though, you don't see any of the heavy weaponry on the deck. You can normally there would be ballistas, potentially cannons on the deck. You don't see any from where you're at right now. And they're large, and they're large enough at which you should normally be able to see them, even if you can't see over the ledges of the ship.
And this lines up because didn't she say she removed the threats from it?
She didn't get specific, but she said she neutralized that ship pretty hard. And then so. She's. It's like. I will stay here on the. Or I will. I'll be watching from afar as you go on this ship. Make sure that nothing else interferes. I don't know what is on that. I don't know what remains on the ship, but that'll be for you to determine. When you're done, I will be able to transport you again to where you'd like to, anywhere within the forest where you would like to go, whether to be head back home or back to the grove.
Right.
And as she's careful of the waves, the currents are quite strong. Let me check her. And as she turns, she and her two companions, they suddenly grow in. They appear to. They actually grow in size as they step away, as fur erupts from them, and they turn to the shape of three large wolves, and walk back into the forest towards what you can see some high ground a little bit south down the shore. For compass reference, because I think it's it. Yeah, the compass is at the bottom of the map. The bow of the ship is north.
Alright. I'm sorry, I'm just going through my spells to see if there's anything that'll help us get onto the ship itself.
silly Nick will just jump.
Yeah, that's a long jump. Yeah, I don't think my deck of illusions or my minor illusion spell are gonna give us any legs up on this.
No, I mean that sounds like a pretty good plan. We just cast minor illusion to make a bridge appear underneath us, and we pretend that it's real as we walk on it.
Yeah, I'm not a wizard.
You mean an illusionist wizard? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only person who could make that work.
Well,
I was just doing a joke.
oh dear.
Oh dear.
I could fly across, but I wouldn't be able to get more than one or two of you across before the power ends.
Looking in my stuff, I probably don't have anything.
If we're attempting to climb down, I can attempt to make that easier with a spell I've done on Sheero before. Try to connect us more, to root us more hardly to the ground. If we're intending to climb.
Well, no, I thought we were intending to, like, get to the boat. There's like a quite a bit of distance.
Wait.
You're close to at sea level right now.
Yeah, we've got like 50 feet of water.
There's like a 2-foot drop from the shore to the from the grass to the water.
So we just need to really just swim there.
Yes.
Yeah.
There does appear to be a decent current, but not so bad that it will absolutely smash you everywhere.
Well, we have ropes. We could tie ourselves to each other, and if one of us gets dragged, I guess, we can try to stop that from happening.
Let me check. At the sake of having a mildly thinking NPC, but I have to look at what her beast forms are. She's black bear. That would totally help. How big are these? Oh, large. She... She looks over and like, Keena's like, well, if you have rope, I can turn into something with, that can swim over there more easily. And at least get it attached.
Oh, I have much rope. So much rope.
Yes.
Well,
I turn into something that maybe could carry you all over, but I'm not confident that that you'd be able to stay on the forms that I can take. And I don't know how much, I don't know how much Yvonne maybe is gonna like the form I'm about to take so much.
Yvonne like realizes the hint here. I mean, I'm not afraid of sharks. I just don't like being one. Not being one as much as involuntarily being one.
Hey, Vaughn, can you? You're a wizard. You've got spells to move great distances in a couple
No.
moments. No, you don't. Oh.
No, I do not. My spells are in most ways handling attack and hampering the enemy. I don't have anything granting myself mobility quite yet.
Well, if you want me to go with the rope idea.
Yeah, we're going with the rope idea.
All right.
How do we get it tied over there, though?
She's gonna go tie it for us, I guess.
Oh, she'll drop shape once she gets that,
She kind of steps into the water, and then it looks like she's about to kind of like thrust herself in, but as she does, she wild shapes into a reef shark.
I love her.
Reef shark, I need your stats, reef shark. There you are. Alright, and she's going to begin swimming. You give her the toss her then to the rope.
Yep.
Alright. She grabs it in her teeth. Alright, where is these? Her travel is not guaranteed, so she's gonna have to make some checks, but she's got advantage with the swim speed. She attempts to go. Well, this ain't starting off out very well.
Uh-oh.
So so she begins going, but then a wave comes up and crashes and pushes her back a little bit. She's gonna another attempt. There we go. She gets ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right.
Wait, what?
What? All right. She goes up to the ship, and then she's going to drop beast form as she grabs onto the remains of a side ladder. And she's going to have to make one more thing. The boat rocks violently as she goes. And alright. It's just a... Uh-oh. Forgot what her strength was.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
Right. Can I tell that she's struggling, like really badly struggling?
Struggling to the point where you see her fall back into the water.
Okay.
And
Oh no.
Right. And you see her body go hurling towards that rock.
Right.
Oh no.
She's gonna take some damage as this is.
Hey, now.
Right. Can I transform into my angel form and swoop by to pick her up on her next after she takes the damage?
Yeah.
Right.
Yep, well, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have you do that. As she's taking the damage, she takes 16 damage.
Oh no.
And then we're gonna roll initiative for the sake of order.
Okay.
But you do have your you will have your what the fuck? Nope. I don't. No, don't reduce her maximum HP.
For who all is rolling initiative?
Everyone. Anyone who wants to be involved, I guess.
I don't really have much I could do, but I'll try.
How did I
We're
roll?
also giving up. Why do we all suck?
Alright, Kina got a 17.
I'm watching this as of, what do? I can't swim. What's going on?
It's okay, you'll just watch your girlfriend die in the waves.
I'm coming, baby! My strength is sucks as well.
I mean, I have pretty good athletics, so Zylna's honestly probably just gonna try to swim.
Alright, Kina's up. She's up first. She's gonna attempt again to. She's gonna attempt to swim for the boat again. She's gonna make a. Okay, this is bad. The waves throw her again.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Uh-oh.
Alright.
She is not a strong baby.
No, she's not. Alright, she takes another 11 damage.
Oh god.
Nope. Oh, damn it. Ah, for God's sakes, okay. I'm forgetting how to do Fantasy Grounds, apparently.
You did great. Doing great.
There we go. And she's back on the, She's back on the,
In the rocks.
Yeah, she's clinging to the rocks. That's pretty much her turn. Sheero, you're up.
Oh, Lord.
Oh.
Do you have healing spells?
Yeah. I have a 3rd level.
I mean, if you can go over to a point where you can see her, you could try to heal her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm... Oh, Lord. Did look at my fucking strength.
I mean, Zylna looks like she's about to jump in the water, so...
I was gonna say, can I see her at all right now? Or do I have to move?
You can see her.
Okay.
She's still in the water. She's clutching to the rocks.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
You can just pass already in action if you don't know
I'm
what
just-
to do.
Yeah, I don't know what to do. Like, I'm gonna ready a spell just in case I need to use it.
Alright, what spell?
It's the only ranged healing I have right now, which is Mass Healing Word.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the only one I have too.
What's the
Well,
trick?
you do realize if you ready the spell, at the end of your turn you will lose it. At the end of, like, if you don't cast the spell.
Just skip. We got it. We got it. Don't worry.
All right, just skip me. There's nothing I can do.
Zylna.
Zylna is gonna jump in the water.
All right.
Start swimming.
So roll athletics to fight the current.
Oh lord.
You succeed.
17.
All right. You can take your full movement. You are halved, and you don't have a swim speed, right?
I don't have a swim speed.
Okay. So you can.
Can I take the dash action though?
Yes, you can. So you can move up to 30 feet.
Okay. I have to figure out what 30 feet is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So.
Right next. 1, 2.
Yep.
Right next to her, kinda. Yeah.
I think you've got one more.
And
1,
how?
2. You got one more. Ooh, on that square.
Okay. I'll cling to the rock. She's still holding the rope.
Yes.
Okay, we were both holding the rope. Sounds good. How badly injured does she look?
Pretty bad. She's got a pretty big hit on her head. She seems a little dazed.
Okay, well,
Disoriented.
I'll cast Mass Healing Word then.
Okay. Go ahead and just target her, I guess. That is a bonus action, right? I can't remember that.
Yeah, it's a
spell.
bonus action.
Okay. Is it only 1d? Wow.
Yeah,
Okay, she heals for 5. She kind of
it's
regains
better than nothing though.
regains her senses a little bit. Is that your turn?
Yep. She says, "Hello, hey Kina. I'm here. If you're gonna fall again, just grab onto me."
All right. Okay. Priscilla.
Oh. Priscilla will. That is Yvonne. Okay. Priscilla is 50 feet from Kina. Priscilla will fly, taking the dash action, and be on the ship like this center mast.
Okay.
She can go 80 feet. She's got 40-foot move speed.
Okay.
Oh, I
She-
forgot I need to move her.
I moved her. Alright, her token is tiny, so she's about 20 feet up. From the rest of them.
To take the dash action. Can she move further, or is that it? I think.
That's about it, because that was about 60 feet to get about to that mast, and then another 20 feet up. Roughly. She flies over to the rocks, digs her claws into Kina's hands. Long live the king.
No, she's not going down there because the waves are high and
Yeah.
she's somewhat intelligent. So she's like, no, not going to. I've not received an order
She's
beyond just observe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fly to the ship and just observe.
Yeah.
But I can't observe until my next turn because that was my
Alright.
dash.
Alright,
to
Yvonne.
get Yvonne is gonna do Yvonne things. And by that I mean 5, 10, 15.
I realized I could have just barred a clean spider. That would have been better, but whatever.
Yep, he's doing Yvonne things.
what Savon thinks.
He's jumping in the water.
Okay, here we go.
Oh no.
All right.
Oh no.
You swimming against the current?
Which way is the current going? Is it going into shore?
Inland. Yep.
Yep. If it pushes
All
me
right,
back.
1, 2. All right, go ahead and roll athletics. Let me check the DC. That is not enough. You get a few feet forward from your movement, but then it pushes you back up against the shore. You don't take damage against the shore, but you're currently up against. It pushes. Well, wait. You would have. Are you dashing?
I would have been dashing, yeah.
Okay, you would have been dashing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
I don't have a swim speed, though. So I'd be half movement.
8, 9, 10, 11. You would have gotten about here and then pushed back. That far. So that's where you'd be. Yeah, so you would have gotten almost up to Zylna, but then a wave came crashing between those two rocks and pushed you another 10 feet back. And that's where you are at your full movement.
I'm coming, baby!
Alright, Sam.
Alright,
I
Sam,
love over, like, Sheero's like, I don't know what to do! Priscilla flies over, Yvonne, I'm making a dumb decision!
Indeed, you are.
Sam's just like, oh fuck, which one do I save now?
Sheero, watching in horror from the thing going, stress and cleric.
That water. He's
In
like,
Cleric.
that's water, I'm a cat.
Yep.
Meow.
Yep. Meow.
Sam immediately bursts into light and halos as he takes up his angelic form and just looks at the carnage and sighs.
I hate all of this.
Exactly. Exactly.
I mean, Zylna looks like she's doing just fucking fine.
All right, I'm gonna fly out to them.
I was about to say before you leave, I'd be like, you take the ladies, I take the idiot.
Sounds fine.
Alright. Here.
Unfortunately, it takes an action to activate my angelic form, so I cannot dash.
I did say you could have done that the instant she started taking damage, so.
Okay, so cool. I'm gonna swoop on up and pick her out.
Alright. I will say lifting her out will require an action of an athletics.
Mm-hmm.
So, but at the very least, you are close enough to get to them.
Okay.
You're remaining in the air above them, or are you landing somewhere?
I'm above them.
Okay.
Oh god, here we go. Come on. Do not fail me.
I don't think you don't have the action economy this turn, I don't think.
Oh.
Because you would have.
Oh, because I would have had to dash.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, I guess
You could just stand here and hit it. We can't get.
I'm holding my arm out to them. I don't think I can help them yet,
No.
but I can heal her. I can heal her so she doesn't like fall unconscious and drowned.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
That's a good start, right?
That's a good
That
start.
would be great.
Drowning. Yeah. 0 hit points in water are a bad time.
Yeah, let's give her a few hit points. I'm gonna use my bonus action to activate a crumble up 2 dice and give her healing light.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Alright, give me a second, I'm marking them off. And we are
You ticked
6 hit
off,
points.
You ticked off 3.
No, it's shown 2 on mine.
Oh, maybe you just clicked one. Wait. Maybe you clicked the name or something.
Oh,
Okay.
maybe. Okay, I got it. It's fixed.
Okay. Alright, she heals for 6 hit points. Alright, is that your turn?
Yeah, and I'm like right above her, just holding my hand out to her.
Alright, Kina. So what she's gonna do is that she's going to reach up, grab your hand, and then she's going to use the aid action via preparing to kick off of the rock when you're ready.
Rude.
What?
Not fair. Nothing.
You've got the other elf. You get to save an elf. Don't worry.
Oh, am I supposed to go help him on? Alright.
Alright, Sheero.
Uh-huh.
What's-
I running. Oh my lord, God help me.
No.
I'm so sorry, Shiro.
There are no guys.
It's about
I
to
think-
smell like wet cat in here.
I just put my shield and my hammer on my back, be like, and it shouldn't help, but he takes a running like leap, like pounce leap, like towards the idiot to try to see if he can get him.
Alright, guns up, let's do this. Leroy! Alright. So
Like you literally see him run, like, and literally at like as soon as he reaches the edge of the shore, top speed, like catwise, bend down and pounce out towards him.
Alright, so you would have used 5 feet to get to the water. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 7. 1 on land, 6 on water. Alright, I'm gonna now have you make an athletics check.
All right, gods don't fail me now. And I can't guidance myself here either for this, obviously. Or can I?
You could.
That's an
You
action.
can.
It's an action, so you wouldn't be able to dash, but you could get there.
Oh, that's as far as I would go, isn't it? Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, being fair, with the way mechanics work, you would get to that point. You would get to him, but you do need to roll to make sure you don't go flying back.
Okay.
Or you may reach me, but not be in time to do anything,
Yeah.
and just get thrown backwards and not help me at all, and make things worse.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that's what the athletics. This is not an action. This is just
Just survival.
yeah.
All right. I was like, okay, guide me. All right. With an extra D4 to whatever the fuck this is.
This is one of the few times
Right.
when well,
Oh, well, it's not gonna.
All right.
It doesn't help. It doesn't help. It doesn't matter. 5.
Oh.
Zero.
you're pushed back. You're pushed back to shore. You still have an act. You used an action, so you're now on. You're back up against the shore. You're not damaged. There was nothing, no rocks around there to hurt you, but you get going. He's like, "Don't worry, I'm on." Also,
The warhammer like comes loose and like kerthud acts like an anchor just on the
Adds
side of the shore.
a wave comes up and smashes you, just hits you in the face, and you get pushed back 10 feet.
I can never, because I'm rolling on my phone and everything. I can never tell. It looked like it was gonna hit like 11, which would have gotten me 13, and then plus that 2, 15. But nope, it was a 1.
You know, I'm starting to wonder if maybe I should have, if I should have learned to fly instead of revivify.
Yeah, one of us should definitely take fly at some point, for sure.
Right.
I will take fly eventually. It's just there were certain
It's
other
just when.
spells that seemed.
So, Zylna.
So, action economy is fucking against me right now. I guess I could. If I go all the way to him, I won't. I'll only be able to pull him up like one square. Because I won't be able to dash. Can I just like? That wouldn't work either. Could I just like go up to him and hold my action to drag him forward? Do I just like stand here and hold out my hand like I don't know what to do?
Oh yeah, you can go up to him and then proceed to aid him. Of which case, I would
Won't
say
benefit you though. I don't think.
Yeah, but if I like aid him, then I'm just gonna like be stuck in the middle, which is fine, I guess. But
I would say if you're going up and aiding him swimming, that if Yvonne makes the save, you can both move in unison with his movement.
okay, yeah, that works for me.
This is weird water.
I will.
We're in weird water mechanics territory, so.
Yeah, we are in weird water mechanics territory.
All right.
Yeah, I'll go up here and hold out my hand and start kicking, trying to help him get
All right.
across.
So you're using the 8 action. Any bonus actions?
Yeah, I will bardically inspire. I guess Sheero. Sheero, you got this. Look at those meaty paws. Just claw at the water. Claw
All
at
right.
it. Fit it.
All right. What's Priscilla doing?
Priscilla's gonna look at the ship,
Okay.
see if anything weird's going on.
Other than there being a lot of smashed shit, you can see down the hull a little bit, but she doesn't see anything alive.
She'll just move to center mast, like here.
Okay.
I don't like that wording.
And that's when the Kraken tentacles in Dead Men's Chest come up and smash her
And
in the
all
center.
the zombies.
We all get aboard the ship and just watch as the sea hag snipes Priscilla and then runs away.
Yeah.
I've achieved my mission.
All right, Yvonne.
Zombies start flooding from under, just because they're not alive.
So
I dash.
All right, you dash. All right, let's roll that athletics. You have advantage.
Ooh, and my negative.
I believe when you.
That is
Hey, that's almost decent.
that is enough.
Nice.
So you proceed with your dash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12. All right, you can reach the. All right, you can reach the ladder.
Okay.
Nice.
I'll take the rope from Kito as I pass. Don't worry, dear, I've got you.
I've got her.
You're holding. You're holding the other end of the rope that Zylna has because you took it from Kina.
Oh boy.
Gotcha.
All right, Sam.
Am I able to climb any, or just I've reached the ladder and I'm holding on to it?
You reach the ladder.
I'm gonna hoist her out of the water up onto the boat.
All right, roll. Yeah, roll athletics.
God.
You have advantage.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
And here we go. That's a 12.
Alright, at 12. You begin to pull her up. You get her out of the water.
That's good enough.
But you're both now on the rocks. You're holy shit, dude. Slow down. I see you on my camera. You see all that snow?
Huh?
Somebody's speeding down the road, I'm guessing, in front of his house.
Yeah.
It triggered. They were going so fast, it triggered the alarm.
It didn't trigger the alarm. I just have it on my TV screen right next to me.
Because it's fun to watch.
Making sure no one sneaks up on me because I have my back to... Because I have my my sound headphones on back with my back to the door. If someone were to bust in through the door for whatever reason, I'll see them. I'll see them coming, and then I've got this hammer right next to me for unrelated reasons. But
I lost most of my movement.
I would say you still have half your movement, but you're don't have the strength to take her anywhere.
Right. Well, I've got her safely on the rock, though, right? She's like...
Safer. I will say the rock is covered in algae. It's a little slippery, so...
So I probably don't want to release her, then. Okay.
That would be a good idea.
Right. I can't do anything else with my action, then, can I?
No, that was the attempt to lift her was the action.
Alright. Alright, I guess I'll end here.
Alright, I'm just post what I was... This is what I was looking at on the side. It's getting really white out there. Right, top of the round.
It's very snowy.
Keena's up.
She sees two people holding on to the boat.
Her boyfriend among them.
Alright. It's like she cast... She looks to Sheero, it's like, I'm sorry.
She should heal herself now.
She's like, no, she's like, I'm sorry, Sheero, nothing personal. Cast sleep on Sheero in the water.
Jesus Christ.
Good soldiers follow orders. She's gonna cast Cure Wounds on herself. She's gonna pump a second into that.
Probably a good idea.
Oh, she gets another 12. Then... Alright, yeah, she's... I think she's gonna do it at this point, because Yvonne's in the way, and, hold on. Well, I need to check what did I write down for the rules on the rocks? Rocks are slippery, comes... Oh, okay. She's got to make a dexterity check, but she will have advantage because
she's attached to a floaty boy.
Pretty much, he is not affected by this at all. And good, because her dex is 8 points higher than her strength. So yeah. What the fuck, Kina?
Oh no.
She rolled a 6. Oh.
Sweetheart.
Okay. So she starts to fall back in, her feet go back into the water. She's still hanging on to Sam. At this point she will bonus action use her last wild shape to get something that's a little better than this.
Maybe a flying creature?
She can't fly.
She can't.
She's not that high. She can only do swimming. That's the most advanced she can do. Let's see, what's tiny? What can she...
Can she please fall on the other side, because that's where she was before?
Can she turn into a goldfish so I can pocket her?
I'm looking at
Either
her.
good, really.
I'm looking at her options.
Or an octopus. She could grab onto Yvonne who's holding onto the ladder.
If she turns into an octopus, I can't lift her.
Who cares? Then she'll be attached to someone who's attached to the ladder.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, but none of them can climb.
There's a ladder! We can climb a
No?
ladder. It's specifically designed for that.
So we failed the last 4 strength checks in a row.
I can climb. Excuse you. I'll just yeet all of your asses onto the ship. Apparently that's just what's gonna have to happen.
Right, she will... She's gonna turn into a spider.
And washed away, and we never see her again.
No, Sam, as you look to her, you like see her hand. She has your hand, and then she suddenly begins to recede into her hand, and as her hand becomes spin like a leg, and then you realize that she is now clinging to your hand as a tiny spider.
Oh, that works.
That reminds me of this. That reminds me of this horrid like image that I saw this in a Tomb of Annihilation game where the druid was like the druid in their party was a 12-year-old girl, and they had this NPC that didn't know what the hell that she was doing in the jungle. And she says, the jungle's going to eat you alive. And then she says, and while I'm holding her hand while saying this, I wild shape into a wolf spider. Spindle,
fantastic.
Leg still in her hand, just as she all right, so that's her. She's now a spider. Sheero, what's up in the...
I'm gonna try to move towards everyone else.
The true boss was the ocean.
Yeah, I was about to say.
It really was.
Shini's like, this should have been done a half hour ago.
Oh no! I'm at the very least glad that something's happening from the water mechanics that I made for this map. After being constantly shown up by Matt Mercer all week, but all right. So go ahead and roll athletics. You have inspiration.
I have inspiration, and
You have inspiration.
You
It's
have-
a
you
big
have-
old fat D8.
You have both inspiration. You have three nat 19 inspirations.
Oh, gee.
So you maybe
This might be a good time to use one.
I thought he only had 2.
maybe did you use one last game? I may have.
I don't think so.
I still have 3 on a sheet, and I don't think.
He has 3 now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna use at least one of them here, no matter what. I'm sure.
It'd be a shame to waste it now.
All right, so
Just roll an advantage, and if that doesn't work, slap a bardic inspiration on it. Just get over here, man.
Wait, what's the D4 from? Was that
I guided myself as well because fuck this.
you you didn't roll advantage on athletics. Wait, were you using a nat 19 inspiration?
I mean, sure.
I thought that's what you meant. I thought that's what you meant by inspiration before. I was just clarifying. If you don't want to, you don't have to. Because if you're just using the bardic,
I mean,
if you
it's a
if you don't want to use it,
you're-
Sam will come and help you.
I mean,
Eventually.
I think at this point, okay, you've rolled the bardic, you're fine. But
yeah,
I
it's
was-
a 23.
I was confused on which inspiration you were using, and then saw the dice. So
Just remember, you do have to use some inspiration because you can't gain any more once you have 3.
1, 2.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, you overpower the waves, and you cast guidance on yourself.
Yes.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So you move 3 squares. I believe that is that your turn.
There's nothing else I can do, I don't think.
Okay, Zylna.
Zalna's going to push Yvonne's ass just onto the ship.
All right, roll.
She's
Another,
just gonna come behind him and just shove him up.
roll another athletics as the ship is rocking violently and attempting to making the descent fairly difficult, and that's a natural 20. So Yvonne and Zylna are now both. Zylna was, or Yvonne, you're basically hurled up there.
Don't worry, I have
Yeah,
a
you just feel a hand on your butt as she just punts you onto the ship, and you hit the deck.
The spider looks
Alma
enviously.
just grossly miscalculates how little Yvonne weighs. And just
Yeah, so
shot
I'm like,
him
oh,
on the-
sorry.
Yeah, she just shot puts you right across onto the ship.
Sorry, I didn't mean to
It's
hurt
like-
you.
Soaking wet, he's still like. All right, so, and then you certainly have the strength to pull yourself up there as well, Zylna.
Okay, yeah, I'll just stand by the ladder and hold my hand out.
Okay.
If anyone needs help, I guess. But I don't think I can actually do the help action.
What's Priscilla doing?
Priscilla will. Oh. No, I'm not doing that. That's dangerous to Priscilla to do. Priscilla will fly. Priscilla will remain on the mast and just kind of keep an eye out now towards, now that she's essentially determined, oh no, this isn't a threat, looks out around the ship to anything approaching.
By the way, all the horses are watching this as this is going down.
Oh, and probably
The horses are judging us.
Yeah, the horses are all looking at us like, what the fuck are you doing?
Oh, jeez.
What are those humans up to today?
Oh, jeez, man. They
Well,
went...
one of them's a cat, and I don't think he likes the water. And the other ones are just very weak.
I swear, I'm getting ogre strength eventually.
Yvonne, are you? What are you doing?
Yvonne's single-minded focus is, I need to secure the rope for my girlfriend.
Oh
He's
god.
going to try to secure the rope for his girlfriend.
All right, I'll say.
Jesus Christ.
I say
Where
you,
is the
I'm
rope?
holding the rope. I mean, Zylna will hand you the other end of the rope if you really want it. But I really doubt the spider is holding the rope at this point, so...
Yeah.
All right, you tie one end of the rope, then realizing the other end of the rope is right next to you. But
He just looks over, he's like, oh.
Looks up, sees...
all right. So
no
Sam,
Kina. Oh no!
Sam,
All right, I'm
Is she
gonna
dead?
fly
What
up.
happened?
I'm gonna fly up to Evan, and I'm gonna put Kina on top of his head.
I was about to say, whatever you do not say I'm free.
Oh.
I'm gonna put Kina
Hello.
on top of Evan's head, and I'm gonna fly over to Sheero. I'm gonna was that an action to object interact
No,
a
that's-
person? Okay. All right. Can I use is there a way to use an action to give myself advantage on my next check to basically pull our lion friend out of the water on the
no.
next turn?
0. But you're also not there. I don't think you had enough movement to make it there.
Yeah,
To-
he can make it there and back, but you're not to Sheero yet. I suppose.
So I
you-
would need an action to actually get to him then.
Yeah.
Or you could just hold out your hands and be like, here, buddy. come get it.
I think you
Just
can.
like-
You can hold action. I think you can hold action aid.
Alright, I'll hold action aid then.
Okay, your hold action aid. Top of the round. Kina is a spider, and she proceeds to then crawl down Yvonne's shirt.
Fantastic.
Oh, hello.
Um,
No, I was gonna say, like, she's on his head, proceeds to change back instantly.
and she goes. Well, and as she's going down, she goes into your shirt, through your sleeve.
Oh,
Nope.
all right. All right.
All
It
right.
looks like she's trying to get into your pants, Yvonne.
This isn't the first time.
Shut up. You're drowning.
All right, Sheero, you're up.
What other concerns?
I'm gonna. So I'm gonna. The nat 19 is advantage, right?
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
you've already got advantage. I've got it. Gave it to you through aid.
Oh, okay. So, roll athletics twice. It
All right.
please be better than that.
What is this?
It is not.
What is
Uh,
what is this? Okay. This is the door in Curse. This is the door for the other party in Curse of Strahd.
This is just doors in general.
This is like-
Nature hates
What
us.
did he roll?
We've
I
been
rolled a
just-
7 and then a 5.
Damn it, dude.
Fantastic.
all right. So you
You're thrown
1,
away
2,
from
3,
Sam, who is
4,
helping.
5, 6. Okay, you're pushed back 10 feet. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Give me 1 second, my friends.
You
We love
can
you, Nick.
you can still make it. So with just your
Well, that's.
so
well, that
with
was my.
No, you don't you haven't used your action yet, so you can. So you're pushed back 10 feet, but then you're starting to then use your move. You can swim back up to Sam. You still have your action, but you're out
Give
of
him a big old bear hug.
Alright.
at this point you're out of regular movement.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna use my action to dash.
You're gonna use your action to dash. Okay, are you going past?
To To try. Well, you said I got pushed away from him.
You got pushed away from him, but you still had movement, and you were able to make up that ground. But then you broke even right at Sam. So the wave, essentially, what the wave did was it sapped most of your pre-dash speed away.
Oh.
So if you dash again, you can go another 3 squares.
Well, if I'm at Sam, then no, I'm good then.
Maybe you should try to launch yourself out of the water so Sam can maybe drag you to the ship.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I'm telling you to do the help action because
Yeah.
Sam is
Oh.
not very strong.
Yes, I help.
All
Yes,
right, yeah.
help
All right.
action. Help me.
All right, Zylna.
Zylna's gonna bardically inspire Sam. She's just gonna shout out, "You got this, honey!" And as an action, she'll just do a little jig.
Okay.
All right.
Is Priscilla doing anything of consequence?
Oh look, the kitty is drowning. I don't have to worry about that situation.
Yvonne, are you doing anything of consequence?
Yvonne holds the other end of the rope. Here! Throws it at Sheero. Hey, I'll throw it at Sam and hope he can like grab hold of it and use it to help drag him.
Okay.
I'll coil it up and I'll throw it.
Roll a dexterity check.
Okay.
Not you.
Oh, me?
18. No,
18.
Yvonne.
Oh.
All right, 18. Yeah, you managed to to toss it.
like I rolled a 3. You, like it.
And funny,
The bot like lassos.
It
And-
slapped Sam in the face.
which hand?
Oh no.
Uh,
Oh no.
right hand.
Okay, that's not the
The
one.
spider goes flying into the water.
Yeah, I was like, you picked the right one. You didn't just throw the spider into the ocean.
Jesus Christ.
All right. All right. So the rope falls like right next to you, Sam. Sam, it's your turn.
All right. So since I've got Sheero and I've got inspiration, can I also use an action to? Is there any way I could like focus myself or prepare myself or something to give myself advantage on this strength?
You
I
already.
Just
think
pick
you
up
have to
this
use the
giant
action
tiger.
to grab him, so.
Well, A, you already have advantage, and B, you need the action
Okay.
to use
Okay, cool.
To
I have
lift him up.
advantage. All right, cool.
and bardic.
Okay.
Yeah, you have advantage and a bardic and a rope.
Okay.
You know, I didn't
I
turn
just wanted-
I didn't turn the fight music on. I think I should have.
Yeah,
probably
apparently.
should've. You probably should have. This has been horrible.
Oh my
Okay,
god,
oh,
Jesus Christ.
No, I don't accept that.
Roll. What is it? It's
You
D8.
want to use your bardic
It's-
inspiration.
It's
I don't think it's gonna work.
it's D8 day apparently.
Yeah, probably not.
R.
This is the curse of
You have
vestige.
the rope. You have the rope.
Yeah, but that was the advantage, wasn't it?
Well, no, you
the
would have had
rope-
advantage.
the
No,
rope
Sheero
will,
was Sheero was
means
helping.
that I can maybe pull you guys.
But Sheero now can grab the rope from you and try to pull you both.
God, I wish I had Dimension Door.
Level 5. We'll get there.
I'm the strong one.
Yeah, the bard is the
Okay.
strong one. That's what's wrong. That's why this is a TPK encounter. Because the bard is the strong one.
Shh, I'm a very good strong bard.
Yeah, alright. You can slightly move Sheero a little bit. You just can't lift him out of the water.
Right, we're just like straining to pull forward, I guess.
You can get him to... Yeah, I'll say you can get him to here.
Sheero, you're plate mail, dude.
What? The...
It's half plate.
Kina's gonna drop Wild Shape because there's not helping as a spider.
and it just destroys Yvonne's shirt.
How's it destroying Yvonne's shirt? She's just a regular tiny spider.
She changes back to normal while in his shirt.
Oh, fantastic.
This is horrible.
Alright, and
I
then
don't think she would do that. I think she went further down his arm, maybe.
she went out and onto your hand and then went. Would that even help? No, okay. Why is
She's like, don't worry, I'll just fucking
I'll heat metal
pull them
Sheero.
in.
I'll just heat...
Grasping vine!
What is she?
Entangle?
Like that's not gonna. All right, that's just death.
No,
right?
I'm just gonna. No, I mean Zylna will just fucking drag them in if
Yeah,
Sheero can't
okay.
swim 5 feet, but I'm pretty sure he can.
Yeah, there's nothing that Kina's got for you. Sheero,
Yep.
you want to go for it, dragging you both, or getting over there? You can.
I'm gonna try. I have another inspiration, so fuck it. Well, I also have the rope. What is the deck?
You don't have inspiration, I don't think.
No, he's got Nat 19 inspiration.
Oh,
I would
Nat
say the
19.
rope. I would say the rope would is here's. I'll let you choose. You either can have advantage or a +5.
Take +5. Take the 5. We're never gonna get the advantage to work.
Well, no, you never know. Honest to God.
Take the +5 and then also use inspiration.
Be ashamed to waste it now.
I'll. Fuck me.
Maybe we should just drown and roll up new characters. God.
This is terrible.
And we're having a good time, it's fine.
Well, that's the thing. I feel if I take the +5, then I can't use the inspiration.
No,
So it's one or the other.
No, you can. The rope is the +5. The rope is what I was letting you choose for. What benefit the rope gives you.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'll use the inspiration and I'll also use the rope.
All right,
Jesus,
for a
fuck
plus.
me.
Okay, so yeah, for a plus. All right, so roll with advantage, and we'll just
And a +5.
We'll
Jesus Christ.
All right. Did you just? No, that was 11 minutes ago. All right, so we're starting out with the 10, so that's a 15, and yeah. All right, so you have a 15.
So 15.
15 is enough.
Okay.
It was 14.
Yeah, I figured that out. Did you drag Sam with you, or you just...
Yeah. The water... See, that's the funny thing. The water was 13. Just the once it was on the boat, it's 4... Or no, it was the other way around. One was 13, one was 14. But yeah, either way, you... Yeah, well, Sam can fly it. He can fly at this point. So
I mean, at that point, it's just my fly speed.
Yeah, so you make it. We're out of initiative.
Okay, thank you.
On the boat.
He's literally just starts shaking himself off.
Sam finally touches the ground and like flashes as the halo and the gold eyes and everything return to normal.
That was way more difficult than it should have been.
That's it, I'm taking you all to the gym.
I did fine.
Zylna gives you a death flare.
What's Yvonne's AC?
Enough.
I literally... I
He's
walk
dodging,
up...
so you have disadvantage.
From what?
Question, Yvonne, for mechanics and knowing what the effects are. Do you have mage armor on?
No, he wouldn't.
Not at the moment, no.
Okay.
So it's a 16 and a 25.
You also
16
crit.
would.
Indeed. I'll take the
It was
natural
with
20.
disadvantage. It was with disadvantage because he's dodging.
Okay. All right.
Okay, fine. Okay,
so, yeah.
fine. I'm still leaving a lump. Like literally just giant fuzzy kitty fist right in the top of the head. Shut the hell up.
No. Shall we investigate?
Sure, why not? We're finally over here, so we might as well.
I'm sorry about the
Shutting up, is
loudmouth
not in
rat.
my... Shutting up is not in my repertoire of capabilities. Shall we?
Alright. The main deck is covered with discarded weapons that have been rusted by the sea salt. Bolts and arrows stick out of the deck, many snapped and trampled. Towards the center of the deck, or where you're basically standing, an opening to the lower deck can be seen. Below, you see many oars or benches and oars. This port or this opening appears to normally have a door. However, its rusted hinges have been looks as if through sheer force, the what was likely a door there was torn off by something. You look towards the front to Hold on, actually, I'm going to... Here's what I'm going to do. Well, actually, no. Depends on where you go. If you look to here and here, the two in between the two staircases, there are two doors on each side, and they are swaying with the waves, but they do not fully open at any point. Looking up the stairs, it looks like there are higher decks or decks that are rising higher up on the ship. If you wish, you can't see what's up there at the moment.
I would like to look around for, I guess traps, but just like anything that's amiss. Just gonna look around,
Alright.
and then I'll start walking up the deck.
Roll perception. 15. Nothing of danger. You don't notice anything of danger. As you walk, the ship is still rocking violently. You catch yourself. It's nothing that you're unexpected, or you can't compensate for. However, if you were in more of a rush, you feel like there is a possibility of losing your footing as the ship violently sways back and forth.
Is there any indication of a captain's quarters? More towards the back?
You would see one of the doors here that appears to have you will look at what looks like doors to officers' quarters.
I'll carefully make my way over there.
Make your way over there. Then Zylna, you go up the stairs.
Yeah.
All right. Up there, it's on this is the front deck. What's this called? Oh, it's the forecast.
I'm holding on to Keena's hand too, by the way.
Holding on to Keena's hand. Okay. All right. And the front deck of the ship is littered with the remains of a destroyed ballista, resting atop a scorch mark from an unknown source. The sails on the mast above have been shredded and burned.
Nice. I would like to investigate the scorch mark. I am not very good at investigation, but I'm gonna give it a go.
Okay, roll investigation.
Yikes. She's like, yep, looks like a burn mark on the floor.
Yep.
There's a scorch mark over here. Then she just shrugs.
What is Sam and Sheero doing?
I'm sorry, I was... Certain people are being loud and anxious. What happened? I'm sorry.
Yvonne and Keena were walking over towards what looks like officers' quarters. Zylna went up and it was investigating a destroyed ballista up on the front deck or the forecastle.
Right.
There's also.
Do I see any other? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
There's also the quarter deck towards the rear of the boat that's elevated above.
I think I'm gonna go towards the quarter deck. See if there's anything interesting over there.
All right. You go up there, and several weapons clutter the floor of the quarter deck. These ones are mostly of wood and appear to not have rusted. The sails above are completely missing, with only the ropes that would normally restrain it remaining. The wheel of the ship spins freely in the wind. Its lines leading to the rudder completely disconnected.
Completely hobbled. Okay. What kind of weapons do I see?
You see a longbow, a heavy crossbow, a quiver of crossbow bolt of some actually very nice looking crossbow bolts, and a scimitar.
Looks like they were prepared for a ranged assault. Alright.
Sheero, were you doing anything?
I mean, it seems like everyone has everything else covered.
I think there's a room below where Zylna's at.
Yeah, I'm gonna. If there's a way to get down, I'm gonna go below deck.
You can always use the rope to help lower you.
Alright, so you want to... Alright. Go below... Look. Lowering down the rope below deck. First I'm gonna reveal... Hold on. There's two different maps of the main deck. One that has the... Or there's one that has the upper decks, one that has the lower deck. Or the rooms. I'm just gonna reveal that real quick. Alright, and do you look down below deck, or do you, or are you just, or are you going, or are you going down?
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm looking around.
Alright. So when you, looking below deck, what you see, I'll reveal what... Wait a minute. Oh, okay. For a moment, I thought I used the wrong... For a moment, I thought I used the not updated map. And was very upset, would be very upset with myself. Nothing really changed all that much, I just rounded the edges better. So the ship wasn't so blocky. Still is blocky, but it was worse.
Mm-hmm.
The sign next to me is the bane of my map make. Alright. Yeah. Looking down below deck, it is a gory mess. There are several weapons scattered all around and oars alike. What the fuck is that? It's a fucking cat outside.
Kitty!
Get away from my mailbox. I see you. Okay. So that maybe are you what's tripping my floodlight at night? Sorry. Okay. You see bloodied. I'll move the thing so you can see on Twitch. You see bloodied weapons all over the place, of mixture of swords and hammers, axes, great swords, shields, some that have been smashed. You see two double doors towards the front of the ship that are closed. And you see those double doors, they're together towards the front of the ship. Towards the back, there's two individual doors, one on the left side and left and right side of kind of like the center.
Mm-hmm.
About where it is, leading to what looks like two other quarters. Roll perception for me.
Okay. Guidance. I'm gonna start doing this. Damn it.
Guidance is a very good spell.
So that's a D4. So 15.
15. Amongst the blood and weapons, you even see occasionally you would see the remains of partial limbs. Of what you see, though, they look as if, and you even see some bones that appear to have been picked clean, as something had chewed, as it had was eating the flesh. Thus, why there does not appear to be a huge presence of bodies here. One of the towards the front, you see another stairwell going down to another deck. However, down at the bottom of that deck, your race has night vision, right? Or I mean, dark vision, right?
Yes.
Okay, right. This is the all dark vision party. Looking down, below deck, the lower deck, while not completely submerged, you see water slashing around it, so therefore it is partially submerged.
Okay. Got it. Okay, so you said it's partially submerged, so it's not like it's totally underwater. I won't be fighting the current if I go down to the lowest deck. I'm gonna start checking the rooms that are down here before I do that.
All right. So you lower down. As you're lowering down, what are others?
I'm gonna check the room that the one under here. Sorry.
Right here.
This right here, yeah.
All right. So Sheero, is you good? What and Yvonne with Kina? What are you doing?
I'm going into the captain's quarters.
All right. Look. So both of you push open the doors that are swinging freely. I'm gonna now move everyone down to the map, to the view of the same deck. You're on the same deck, just on a different vantage point.
Okay.
Because this map has the actual rooms on it, or this layer has the.
Yeah.
All right, pushing it open.
Also, there's 2 rooms to this one.
Yes, there's 2 rooms on both sides. Give me a quick moment. Doop. All right. As the 2 sides push open those 2 doors, both sides you see 2 humanoid figures somewhat slumped to the side. But as you push open, they veer their head up, and you realize that these things have barnacles on them. Their hands are webbed, and they appear to have gill-like features, as each of you 2 in each room see these.
Oh dear.
Oh, wow.
Makes sense. Hey there, buddy. I'm guessing you're not friendly.
They, let's see. They on both sides, they look up, and then they open their mouths, to show rows of teeth. And I think that's where we're gonna stop this week.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna cast sleep.
Yeah, because we're about to get into an ordeal. So
Yeah.
Especially since they're all basically together, like at least in this space, and I'm on an entirely different floor.
Yeah, we're also technically pinned in because, but it's fine.
But yes, so. Alright, well, let's,
Oh, it only lasts for 1 minute. Damn it.
Yep.
Alright, let's... So there weren't any encounters.
Well, until now.
Um,
Well, and the water.
Well-
Water?
yeah. That's a quest achievement, if anything.
Quest and achievement, baby party's first swim.
Alright, so I'm gonna...
We get 1,000 XP just for the water.
That was an ordeal for sure.
Yeah.
I should probably put an ASI into strength.
Yeah, like Sam's like, oh, I want ogre strength. Like freaking Sheero wants ogre strength. Like he's the largest of the party. And
Sorry, but
And
you're
the
not
wizard
allowed to
also
have higher
painted.
strength than me. I'm just kidding, but
Alright, so...
I should
award.
probably ask this wrong.
Each of you get for further discussions and whatnot with the Druids of Nature's teachings, some backstory stuff. You each get 625 experience points, putting you
Nice.
all about. So yeah, you're all got about still 2,300 roughly to go, but I think the party's probably gonna have a decent XP boost when they start dealing with the stuff that's about to start fighting.
yep.
Yeah,
That's
we're
true.
about to clear this ship, I'm sure, of a bunch of these fuckers, so.
It's like in the Ezavon and Kias, he sees spawns, and Zylna sees 2 sea spawns, and then Sheero goes down and sees that all the body parts that he sees cluster together and forms a corpse mound.
Oh God.
Oh boy.
Welcome to some creature codex fuckery. It's quite disturbing. I think you fought one in the vampire, the original vampire, one. Where is it? Let me see if I. Oh. There.
Yeah,
Oh,
Sheero should definitely come back upstairs.
yeah, so it's like Sheero just walks down and encounters this. It's like all the bodies are of his people.
And he's just like, nope.
But yeah, that's it for this week.
Corpse mound.